There are different kinds of safety equipment and tools which are used for various projects. During the construction of the project, all the safety measures should be considered. Safety equipment and tools provide safety to laborers as well as contractors. Many times of use of safety equipment can save a life too. The use of PPE can provide safety to workers in the field. PPE stands for Personal Protective Equipment. Items such as gloves and earplugs are PPE. This is the equipment that protects you against hazards in the workplace. However, it can't protect you if it is not worn correctly or properly, or you choose not to wear it. Skin and body protective equipment should be worn by workers to neglect chances of injuries and accidents caused by, first, we have falling objects and falling from heights. Example, unfinished roofs are another major cause of falling from heights in construction. Roofs that are still under construction often present hazard around. We also have unguarded edges without safety barriers. We have holes and unfinished openings. Next, we have extreme temperatures and radiation. By using the protective clothes with incorporated cooling fabric when hot and also stick fabric when cold. For flames and sparks, these accidents can occur from faulty wiring, defective products, especially when welding or cutting, discarded cigarettes left on flammable materials. It could make flames and sparks, and we also have smoke detectors that fail to activate. One major concern for anyone involved in a fire accident is the damage smoke inhalation that can cause to the lungs. And also we have harms like degree burns and sometimes blindness when the eyes are being hit by unwanted spark. For toxic chemicals, these include asbestos. Asbestos, which are used in many insulation products, such as, and also tiles and bricks. What I mean for insulation products are, for example, insulation which are used in roofing sheets. We also have toxic chemicals such as lead, which are found in paints, which are lead-based. And lead is also present in metal alloys. We also have silica, which is contained in tiles, stone, and sand. Then carbon monoxide, spray paints. Toxic chemicals also can be found during soil poisoning application. Soil poisoning products which contain chloride and DDT. DDT means dichlorodiphenyl trichloroethane. These chemicals can exist in several forms. We have dust fumes and fiber solids. Next, we have sharp materials. Sharp materials are sharp hazards on a construction site, from tools and machinery to broken bricks, from nails. We also have screws, plus various blades from metal sheets like this. And we also have saws, cutting saws, and knives. Flames and sparks, toxic chemical, sharp materials. There. Every employee should be equipped with their own set of personal protective equipment for construction sites. This is a requirement that must be worn at all times during construction or renovation to ensure the safety of employees. Even if on-site employees have different responsibilities, they need to get the job done and do it properly without putting themselves at risk. Safety in structural design is also considered in the planning process, but Environmental protection is just as important and should be taken seriously. A list of personal protective equipment. We have the hard hat, safety shoes, reflective vest, face protection, gloves, ear protection, safety harness. For the hard hat, there's a high possibility of head injuries in most construction sites during falling construction debris. Any personnel on site should have a safety helmet or hard hat before entering the premises, the site. This should be worn at all times as a precaution, and choosing a helmet that meets high standards. It should be a priority. These hard hats should be inspected by a safety officer before it is used to make sure that it is safe and reliable. Hard hats also have color codes, which are meant for different respective profession. For example, we have white, which are meant for engineers, supervisors, managers, and foremen. Red is for fire protection installers, and firefighters. Blue for electricians, carpenters, and other technical operator. Yellow Yellow is for laborers and earth-moving operators. Brown Brown is for welders and workers with high heat application. Then we have green for safety officer. Then gray or faded black for site visitors. Take note also that you should avoid equipment that has cracks and signs of extreme wear. There is a certain quality test conducted for manufacturer's inspector, which we call EHS, or let's say S-Flampenwa. We have here EHS Flampenwa, S-Flampenwa. These are certain quality tests conducted for inspecting the hard hat. E for electrical resistance, H for heat, S for shock absorption, flammability, pen for penetration, and Wa for water absorption. Next, we also have two types of hard hat, the type 1 and the type 2. Type 1 hard hats are designed to reduce force as a result of an impact only at the top of the head, or let's say apex penetration. For type 2, these are hard hats designed to reduce force as a result of an impact to the front, the back, the sides, and top of the head, are what we call the off-center, OFF, off-center penetration. Whether your job requires type 1 or type 2 hard hat, it is important to inspect your PPE prior to each use and throughout the day. Damage can occur without notice and compromise. What I mean is compromise protection capabilities, and also any hard hat that's been struck severely should be immediately removed or say replaced with a new one, even if it looks to be good in condition. Hairline cracks in hard hats, you can't see, it will affect its integrity. Also, keep in mind that hard hat suspension should be placed on an annual basis. For practical inspection on site for hard hats, hard hats are observed from their markings. Along its peak. There. Hard hats are observed from their markings along the bottom of front extended side, or let's say the peak side, which provide a shade for the user's face. Shade for the face. For example, this is the red hard hat, one of the products of Blue Eagle. Say, the center In large circle shows EN397. It is a standard, meaning EN397 testing requirement for industrial hard hats. It is focused on top impact only for industrial use. Next, we have the CE marking or the Conformité European, which is a French for European Conformity. The CE marking is a certification that indicates conformity with health, safety, and environmental protection standards for products sold within European Economic Area. Take note of the meaning, which stands for the French meaning European Conformity. The type indicated as per blue eagle red color coding is HR35. The size of the hard hat, 55 to 65 centimeters, and it could carry a 440 volts electric absorption. Next, we have the left circle. The left circle, there, the left circle indicates the hard hat's manufactured date. For this example, the inner arrow points 15. Therefore, it is manufactured year 2015. Then, the smaller arrow points at 5, meaning at the 5th month of May. Therefore, the manufactured date of this hard hat is May 2015. Next, the right side circle indicates what material is our hard hat made of. It shows the shell material ABS. ABS means plastic. ABS, acrylonitrile butadiene styrene, like that. ABS offers a strong impact resistance and shock absorbency. ABS is also heat resistant, scratch resistant, and resists strong acids, bases, and organic solvents. However, some hard hats are made of HDPE, which means high density polyethylene. HDPE is an extremely popular material for making helmets because it provides excellent strength and durability. It also offers good resistance to heat and chemicals. On the other hand, ABS is lighter than HDPE and is therefore easier to mold into complex shapes. We have here the parts of hard hat for inspection purposes. We have the shell, the harness, the cradle, the headband, the sweatband here, the peak, the brim, nape strap, and Y-type chin strap. Moving on, we have the safety shoes. Safety shoes are essential PPE for protecting the feet from possible injuries. The kind of shoes used will be determined by the potential hazards of the site and the nature of work. Safety shoes have different features like steel toe cap covering, and steel soles. The shoes shouldn't be too tight or too loose. The right fit should always be used to prevent possible injuries. Avoid safety shoes with laces. See? Avoid safety shoes with laces as this can be prone to tripping and injury. We also have different parts of safety shoes as shown. We have the steel toe cap, the cowhide upper, steel sole, and the polyurethane sole. Then we have the shoe cover design. Take note again, avoid safety shoes with laces. It is prone to tripping and injury. Proceed. Safety vest or reflective vest. Reflective vests use bright colors like neon orange and neon yellow with reflective fabric sewn onto the vest. The reflective material allows the vest to be illuminated even in darkness or let's say nighttime, so long as a light shines on it. It can also be seen when using flash photography. When working late hours, let's say night, having this vest is essential for workers' safety when working under this condition. We have the vest level for inspection purposes again. Your safety vest label should list out most of the information that you need, including the type, the class, FR rating or flame resistant, and test method. We have also the ARC rating if applicable. ARC rated means material has been tested for exposure to an electrical arc and assigned a value according to its performance. Another criteria or part of the label, vest label, we have the size, of course. The ANSI standard. ANSI means American National Standard Institute. Then next we have the care instructions. Many vests have maximum number of times they can be washed. Like example this one, maximum 25 washes only. Although safety vests are not required by OSHA or OSHA, they may be necessary to protect workers from certain hazards present on construction sites. For example, if workers will be exposed to moving vehicles or machinery, they should wear high visibility clothing to increase their chances of being seen by drivers. When selecting PPE for workers, employers should consider the task that workers will be performing and potential hazards they will be exposed to. Next, we have the face protection. This is especially important for machine operators, bar benders or reinforced steel bar benders. We also have welders and other similar roles. Any employee that has vision problems should have their own eyeglasses with protective lenses and also goggles that won't disrupt their work productivity. Safety gloves. Handling rough, sharp, and coarse material requires rugged gloves. These gloves should be able to withstand reinforcement bars, precast concrete, toxic materials, electrical items, and hot elements. There are tons of materials out there that can withstand rough handling and activities. You should be able to pick one according to the requirement of the site and the site employee job description. If hands are left unprotected, that's a recipe for a bad injury in the workplace. Choose gloves made of chrome leather for sandblasting. We also have the insulated rubber for electrics and fabric gloves for rough materials. Next, we have the hearing protection devices. This reduces the noise energy reaching and causing damage to our inner ear. Earmuffs and earplugs are the most common types of PPE. Ear protection can be headsets or earplugs too, depending on the needs of the site. Cheap and plain cotton should be avoided at all costs as these do not fit international safety standards. It is much better to use equipment that's made for ear protection to adequately protect the eardrums from extreme noise levels. Last, we have the safety harness. Every personal fall arrest system is made up of components, a full body harness, a connecting means, and an anchorage point. Each of three components plays an important role in preventing a dangerous fall. Number one, known as safety harness, a full body harness is the wearable component of a personal fall arrest system. The full body harness is what connects the worker to the anchorage point, preventing the person from hitting a lower level or object in the event of a fall. Must limit maximum arresting force to 1,800 pounds. Number two, again, we have the connecting means. This one, the second component of a personal fall arrest system. It is designed to attach to the full body harness and anchorage point. The connecting means is what determines the length of a worker's potential fall. There are two key types of connecting means, a lanyard and self-retracting lifeline. The third is the final component of a personal fall arrest system. It is the anchorage point. An anchorage point is what holds a person during and after a fall. Typically, this is something that is permanently attached to the structure where work is being completed. In most cases, a steel member like this one is the preferred choice for an anchor point. Any bolts and washers used for the anchorage point should be inspected and evaluated for their load-bearing capabilities. Again, personal protective equipment or PPE for construction sites is essential for any project. These are designed to protect employees and staff members from injuries on the work site. There are many hazards when working for construction, and having adequate protection can prevent accidents and injuries which can hinder productivity. Avoid hazards and accidents caused by physical, chemical, and mechanical work by using PPE or personal protective equipment.